tell you about season after season. Let me tell you about storm after storm. No, God no.
Yeah, I feel like we feel like God failed if we fail because He told us to do this thing, and then when we do this thing, it failed, it no work out, whatever. And so like, well, God, you just failed me at this thing because I thought I was just gonna go into this and it was gonna be like that.
Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand when everything around me is shaking. I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus. 'Cause He's never let me down. He's faithful through generations. So why should He fail now? He won't. He won't. He won't fail. He won't. Welcome back to Purpose to Audacity, and I am Charmaine Marie Beadle.
I'm Brian Beadle, and you are listening to the sounds.
Wow.
They Navi.
Hey.
But we started off with that song just to highlight what we're speaking about on this episode is that He won't fail.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
And I think that song was monumental for both of us.
Yes.
Because and it's just even just the words, Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which we stand. And I think it's just a testament to what we've gone through, what we've been through, moments we thought we failed, whether failed externally or internally, failed each other.
Yeah.
And thought you know, should this stop? Should this end? Should we keep on going?
Yeah.
But He won't fail.
Yeah.
You know, He won't fail us. And so we just wanted to, you know, this episode is just really to encourage you on that aspect of, you know, knowing that He won't fail. But why? Here's the question. Why do we think God fails us? Because there are people who believe that.
Well, it's so interesting because before we even get into that question of why do we think we fail, I want to personally also share or reiterate what you said with this song hitting a very special place for me, you know, and for us. A lot of times we try and just get through the season and get through the storm, and we say, God is my firm foundation in the storm and thing, you know? And when we come out on the other side, praise the Lord, you know, happy, happy, joy, joy. But let me tell you about season after season. Let me tell you about storm after storm. No, God no.
Yep.
The past 3 years especially, well, from 2022 straight back to now, you know, it has been one thing after the other.
Yeah.
And it has felt like, you know, it is difficult for us to find footing or to find a way to get peace, you know? But then when you reflect on how much God is literally a firm foundation and the rock on which we stand, you know, it somehow makes everything else seem like it doesn't matter. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
And I must say that in the last set of seasons that I personally went through, I was really grateful for the fact that it was the first time that I was at peace with God while everything else was going on. And it took a long time for me to get to that place. You remember way earlier in our marriage, I'd be cussing God. I'd be like, God, yo, me get up and me I try to do this and I have page, me I try to do everything and this still happened to me. What? You know? And I was angry, and because of how much God took me through the process, I don't need to cuss God. I understand that everything is according to, his will. And every time I walk closer and closer to his will for my life and for our life and stuff, I know that there's more that's going to come in terms of opposition. And so I can find the grounding and I can find peace in him. And I'm sharing that because it's important, I believe, for us as we journey through our storms to find peace in God so that we truly can say, oh, God is our peace in the storm.
Yeah.
And if we don't find it, we're going to forever be tormented. Yeah.
Deuteronomy 31 verse 8 says, "The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged." And I feel like, especially that last part, do
Yeah.
not be discouraged. I feel like that's the part that we hinge on a lot. That discouragement, because I think I feel like we also feel like God fail if we fail.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
I
Say
feel like,
that again.
yeah, I feel like we feel like God failed if we fail, because He told us to do this thing, and when we do this thing, it failed, it no work out, whatever. And so like, well, God, you just failed me at this thing, because I thought I
Wow.
was just gonna go into this and it was gonna be like that,
Because of you tell me to do it.
because of you tell me to do it.
Whoa.
You never tell me say me have to go
That.
meet opposition. You never tell me say me have to go deal with past traumas. You never tell me
No,
say
and sorry to cut you, but then we're gonna draw for the fact that, well, the Bible does say that life will not be perfect and whatever, but we don't actually internalize it. Go
let me
on.
tell you, the man. Like, we want to live the real Christian life out here. Just do what God say.
Yeah.
Just do what God say. What we realize a lot of times is that there will be so much work that is done on us before the work start working for us.
Right.
And so therefore, I can understand that discouragement of feeling like, well, God tell me to do this, so it should have just go off with us,
Without a hitch.
without a hitch or anything. So all come, so that means that I got feel, because I know me, I know my fault.
Yeah.
Not realizing that, and I'm gonna stop this now too. But not realizing that it was possibly part of the plan all this time.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't afraid of you failing. That more than like it was a part of the plan. He hasn't failed us, and he's there. As a matter of fact, maybe in the way how we failed, how the thing turned out, how the thing, unfortunately didn't turn out, I should say.
Capsized.
Yeah, capsized. Good one. Maybe it could have been way worse than it was. And we don't recognize that a lot. We don't recognize that sometimes when things go haywire, it could have been so much worse, because he was already there. He was already there waiting and ready. Like, yeah, man, I'll give you this cushion. Cause me know say the first time you do this, me know say you believe, say yeah, you can do it because me tell you to do it. But you're going out thinking say you're gonna leave me out of it.
You are talking honestly, and I'm hearing everything you're saying, and there's a big part of me that wants you to stop talking.
I know.
Because you're
We
speaking
do
into
this
my
a lot
soul.
to each other, guys.
Right.
Yeah, man. I just want to just stop talking right now.
Because I wasn't planning to share this
Oh, woo!
on purpose to Audacity.
I'm kind of afraid, but be excited.
Oh, God. No, but the truth is, guys, one of the underlying reasons we have been going through season after season is because of businesses that I built in 2022, capsizing, face forward. And I made some very bad decisions all around. And it didn't just happen because of me, but I have to own my part in all of it. But in the midst of it, I was like, God, you said you gave me a grace for business. You said that I was put here to impact souls. You said so. So even in terms of the persons that I hired, and how that turned out, even in terms of how the client stuff happened, how just everything, and I'm like, God, you said, right? And then literally after everything capsized and stuff, we were on zero. Hey, negative 10,000. Yeah. And we've literally been having to work our way back in a lot of different ways. And in the midst of that, because that's business is one aspect of
Oh
things,
yeah, man.
but there were relationships, there were just a lot of things that were literally started falling apart from 2022 and just like dominoes, one
I
by one.
I questioned our marriage.
Yeah.
I questioned my role in our marriage
Yeah.
because I felt like, so yes, there was that side of business, but there were times I felt like I don't know if I'm able to comfort Charmian the way I need to comfort her, to love her the way I had to really cry out to the Lord and like, Lord, teach me how to love her in these moments, in these times. And I was going through my own, you know, things being fixed in my life, or just realizing how you just is in entering marriage, just realizing how much a lot of things I needed to work on, even in the space of also trying to be there for C.
Yeah.
And that wasn't easy. And it did fit, and then it did come with the question, but Lord, is you are doing this? Lord, are you set up the Facebook chat? Are
Legit.
you set up the meeting how we meet? Our first
Fully
full
divine.
date was just
Yeah.
like, it was like surreal.
Yeah.
Then the Lord, I would have went to an event where the Lord prophetically like showed me Charmian as my wife finally. Like it fully convinced. I wasn't fully convinced as yet, but fully showed her. So like going through all of that, getting married, and now coming to a place where it's just like, I thought this was gonna be way easier. Or I thought not easier, but
Yeah,
I
but
thought this was gonna be wouldn't have all of this come with it.
yeah, and I'm happy that you bring that up because I mean, I feel like we should share our story in possibly another episode because,
Da-da!
guys, maybe it needs a book. But it's so interesting that you were going through that in, during that period because in the midst of that, so y'all, I grew up. I mean, I guess I was predisposed because I grew up with a single mother. And so we had to just make it work, right? So that predisposed me to be Miss Independent, basically. Brian met me basically as Miss Independent, and I'm learning that I don't always have to be,
Ah,
so great. But saying that to say though, I also was dealing with guilt in that time because I felt like I failed you. I plunged us, not put, plunged us into failure. That's how I felt, And seeing you suddenly have to be pressured when we weren't prepared for you to be pressured that way, that made me feel terrible. So I was there like, God, all right, cool. I failed, but no, I've failed us. And this happened under your watch when you told me I could go for, like, even with the different deals and all that stuff, I prayed about them. I like when the random client found me on Instagram and we were like, I prayed about that before we jumped into it, and it came together so beautifully, but it still failed. But as you said earlier, just because the thing failed or we failed
it
doesn't mean
means
that
he,
God failed.
yeah, and it is important that we hold that, because it is he who holds all things together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is he who knows the beginning and the end of all things.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, if he knows the beginning and knows the end, it means that he has seen the entire process. It's not
Yeah.
like him look at one end of the spectrum and say, okay, that's the start, and say, okay, that's the end. Okay, I don't have to. No, no. He cares about the process.
Yeah. Yes.
He cares about the process. He is in the middle of the process with you.
Yes.
He is in the middle of the things going awry, it
Yeah.
going haywire, people betraying you, people talking behind your back, people you thought, bro, they understood the vision, and now you keep on having to remind them.
Yeah.
He is in the middle of all that.
Yes.
And a lot of times we don't get to see that until way after.
Yeah.
Until we're realizing how much some of the failed businesses still gave skills,
Yes.
still gave information, still gave knowledge
Yeah.
of like what needed to happen in some future stuff.
Yeah.
And that is where we realize, oh shoot, he never failed we.
Yeah. He was preparing us.
He was preparing us.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's really what it looks like. It's more looking like preparation.
Yeah.
And in the moment you're not gonna feel like
Oh
that.
God.
In the moment you're not gonna feel like that. Like I wanna tell you how like when Charmaine say she cuss God, let me tell you. Like I grew up in this in a way of, you know, in Christendom in this thing. Like
reverence.
me, I would have never I would so
Lightning.
when I like whew, so when my wife, woman of God, says to me, and or not just says to me, but I hear like my cuss God. It was a little like, can we do this? This is
Are you actually a
like,
heathen?
Lord, cover us, Lord, because we don't know if you do the right thing. But the Lord had to show me that He's not afraid of that.
Yes.
And He showed me that so I could share with her. Like He's not afraid
Of our anger.
He is not afraid of how we feel.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of none of that. And it's so interesting because the scripture speaks about be angry but sin not.
Right.
And so it's not that you cannot have this emotion in you or let out this emotion. It's just how you're going to do it.
Right.
And so He's not afraid of him like you. And as a matter of fact, it is better you bring it to Him. It is better you bring all of it to Him and release it so that Him can then say, all right, you don't know?
Right.
All right, you let it out? All right, my time.
But I'm happy that you said that, because a lot of times I'm gonna lay down my burdens. Yeah. But the truth is, are we really laying down our burdens?
Yeah.
But we feel like the burden I feel light before we lay it down, because we need to look perfect before.
Before we lay it down. Oh God.
And so honestly, we get trapped in this whole thing of, yeah man, well, we can't show we anger to God, and that's how we compartmentalize God. So we say, all right, cool, God only business about how we show up in a church, how we show up and preaching on the stage and whatever, and singing on the stage, but does He care about your finances? Does He care about how you're dealing with Mass Joe down the road? Does He care about how you treat homeless people? Like, does He care about all that? Of course He does.
You said something a while ago. And more address this, me not bash. You know who the cap fit, let them wear it. There's no bashing or nothing. But you said something a while ago, and it's like, I think a reality of things is this. The people, before people see Jesus for themselves, they're going to see Jesus through people.
Yeah.
And people are the instruments that God is going to always use to reach people.
Yeah.
There's no going about it. Yeah. Some people will say, oh, I met God in the wilderness. I met God in nature. I met God wherever. Fine. No problem with that. Love that. Some people tell you that their salvation story, they were on their them veranda, them couch, and them just bawl out to God, and then they met the Lord.
Right.
No problem. Love that. But majority of people, I believe, will meet Jesus because of somebody else.
Yes.
Here's why I bring that up. Because it is when the people who you're meeting start to care. It is them who first you're interacting with. So you're thinking they are going to be the ones, and they should, that are going to care about what you just said. My finances, my relationship, my this, my that. And a lot of churches are not taking it upon themselves to really put in place the different things to actually show their care. And you might think it's like, some of them think it's like, oh, it's another department to show. No, really and truly, it's just to show another aspect of God's love.
Exactly. It is.
And to show that He sees that. I see you in your finance.
Yeah.
I see you in your relationship.
Yeah.
I see you in your business.
Yeah.
I see you in your family, your connection with your brother, your mother, your father, your sister. I see you in these things. And I say that because there are a lot of people who need to start at more family ministries,
Right.
more relationship ministries, more finance ministries, more that take people out of debt. There are more people need to start those things because it is God's way of manifesting in the earth and also showing people I care about these things.
I'm happy that you bring that up because guess what? Part of the reason that persons are not or maybe churches or and persons have not let God into those specific aspects is because they have not been building that trust with God.
Ah, jeez.
So there's this wondering if, okay, if I trust you with this, God, will this work out? Can I truly surrender this?
Yeah.
Can I truly give this over to you for real and it actually work out? And then part of the reason the trust aspect is, is struggling right there because we also want to control situations. We also want to make sure that the thing works out in a way we want it to work out versus, the will of the Lord.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like this weird tug of war. But if we say that we are truly wanting to walk according to the will of the Lord and to please Him, then walking in surrender is, you can't compromise on that.
Yeah.
And as we walk in surrender, we learn to open up to Him and talk in a real way about the different aspects of our lives and allow Him to literally come in like a flood and envelop those different sections. And that is now when we start to improve in the way we treat people. That is now how we learn truly how to get wisdom to better manage our finances. That is how. And it's not to say that fine, we can't YouTube certain things, we can't maybe listen to some courses or anything like that. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But the Lord is the one that also especially equips us to
Yes.
better move in the earth,
Yeah.
so that we can indeed shine a light and be the light in the earth.
Yeah.
Right? And so once we start trusting Him and recognizing that He won't fail in teaching us exactly what we need to know in terms of how we should be in the earth, then that is when our quality of life will start to improve and we won't feel like we are left on our own and that He failed us along our journey.
Let me tell you, man. Yeah. You spitting bars, Fred. You're spitting bars. Like it's for real, though.
Yeah.
It's for real, though. I really feel encouraged to encourage some people.
Yeah.
Stop holding back.
Yeah.
What the Lord has said to you to say to somebody.
Yeah.
Stop holding back what the Lord has shared with you to share with somebody.
Yeah.
Because you are a part of, or one part of the way He's gonna show people.
Yes.
I still see you.
Yeah.
I still love you.
Yeah.
I am here. I'm not gonna fail you.
Yes.
I know you have failed in so
Yeah.
many things, but it's all still a part of
Yeah.
my plan. And a lot of people won't know that because there's still a lot of people who are so afraid of sharing that.
Yeah.
Of letting other people know.
Yeah.
You are a part of the process. But the Lord will not fail.
Yeah.
His word will not fail, and nothing He does. You know what's so interesting to me? When you read Genesis, the Old Testament, a lot of people will say, boy, that was the violent God. New Testament, we saw the God of grace, but this was the violent God. And it's so interesting. I remember, I don't remember which video I was watching, but I do remember watching a video that basically shared that, a lot of the people, a lot of the tribes and nations that God would have said to Israel, like, fully wipe out, not leave nothing. If they tracked, those persons or that tribe would have lived today, there would be even more chaos on the earth.
Wow.
There would be even more chaos because there are some of the same, some of the tribes that still came after carried some of those things, but it wasn't like the original stuff, and they still, when we look into today's world, some of the nations that have been formed and stuff, honestly, we would have seen more chaos if some of these tribes were still around.
Right.
But somebody can look at it and say, God just killed some bag of people. And he's like, no, his will will not fail. His way will not fail.
Yeah. Even if it don't look ideal in your eyes.
Even if it don't look ideal. And
that's a difficult line to actually process and swallow, even if it don't look how we expect it to look.
Even if it look like you're gonna lose your friends.
Oh my goodness. Even if it looks like you have to move from the church that you are currently at. Even if it looks like you have to finally leave the job after 20 years.
Even if it looks like you're gonna have to go back to school for like 6 years.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And so, but he won't fail.
Yeah.
He won't fail.
Yeah.
And I just want us to, we really want to encourage you guys
To trust him.
to trust him,
Yeah.
to know him.
We are literally living testaments of the fact that God has kept us.
Yes.
And God will keep you in
Yeah.
the midst. Even and it now go feel good. Hey, half of it, 3/4 of it, now go feel good.
Talking about he won't fail. Let me tell you this. See where we live now? Please note, first and foremost, before we moved, in the year that we moved, we were already planning to move.
Right.
But we were planning to
do July instead of earlier in the year.
yeah. Because we said we want to accumulate some funds, we see
Right.
how much it's going
Yeah.
and stuff like that. We needed to move. We're also still thinking about getting a car and stuff like that. That would
We've
possibly
been
help
without a car for a while, guys.
for a while.
Yeah.
And if you know where we live, whew,
Yeah.
Jesus. But so cool. We said all right. So we said July. February.
Yeah.
Our then landlord reaches out to us to say, hey, long and short of it, there's a lot of fixtures and stuff that they want to do with the house, and they want to, redevelop it and stuff. And unfortunately, it's not something that, we just want you to stay away and then come back.
Right.
No, like we're gonna have to ask you to leave.
Right.
And
they gave us basically 8 weeks.
About 8 weeks.
Yeah.
For us to find a place.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was before the July.
That was way before the July. We're going to get the money. We're going to get the setup. We're going to get all the different things. So we literally sat there and be like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess God did tell us to move, but Father, we never expect.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, to cut the story short, everything worked out in the way it was supposed to work out for us to get a new place.
Yeah.
And this was when we could have thought this gonna fail. We could have thought we not gonna have nowhere to live.
Yeah.
No. We could have thought we have thought okay, we're gonna move in with the parents or something like that.
Which was
like
no thanks.
Jesus.
Yeah, but and then so when we thought all hope was lost, literally we were like, we were really starting to get very sad. The Lord allowed things to, come together. And then he shocked us as to the location. Because remember, we don't have no car. So everything, we need to plan logistics and all these things. He made it so that everything is in close proximity. So even though logistics are a major part of everything, everything is in close proximity to where we live. So, it's not difficult for us to potentially ask for a ride because we happen to know somebody going to church at the same time, things like that. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because the Lord literally placed us in a place that would give us peace in terms of trying to figure out all of those things out. Because we had been stressed out about that in our marriage, based on where we lived. I can say no. We used to live in Hillshaw, Hillshaw far from everything.
Well, where we exactly live is called Sand Hills. Oh, yeah. And them say that's a back of God.
Back of God, yeah, man. So it was full, yeah. And so, with us now being in closer proximity to a lot of the things we do and a lot of the people we consistently interact with, that was God.
Yeah.
And we could never have orchestrated it in the way that it happened.
Yeah.
And based on that, I want to use that story, or we want to use that story to say, God, even in the midst of when things look kind of dark, God is going to come through and he's going to blow your mind as to how much he has put in place for you so that you can be in a better position to move forward and to do the things that he has called you to do.
He won't fail, guys.
Yeah.
He won't fail. He won't fail. He won't fail. He won't fail. And I've said that time and time again. And I'm not just saying that for you guys,
Yeah.
I have to say that to me every morning.
Oh, God.
He won't fail.
Yeah.
He won't fail. And I just want to say this for men out there who have a lot of responsibilities, he won't fail you.
Yeah.
As men, we try to trust in our own strength and in our own way of getting things done and getting things stuff started out. And when the thing fails, we just go and try a different thing. But God has been calling us as men to draw closer to Him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easier said than done, because especially if we're in our own way, and we want to make sure that everything goes well. Our responsibilities include a wife and
Mm-hmm.
even a child, our children, or any other dependence on you. You feel like you don't want to enter into anything that will cause failure,
Yeah.
but trust Him. Men, trust Him. He will not fail you if He is the one leading you. If
Mm-hmm.
He is the one setting it all up and
Mm-hmm.
allowing you to go through, He will not fail you.
And for the women, especially the women who are wondering if they're going to become mothers, and maybe you've received a lot of prophecies, you've received a lot of words or anything like that, and you've been praying and stuff. I'm not going to come here and say, oh, yeah, man, God is going to give you a child, because, we need to know the will of the Lord for our lives. But anything that you've been praying for, He won't fail in giving you the answer that you've been asking for.
Yeah.
And, if He indeed blesses you with a child, raising that child, He won't fail you. And if you're wondering about your age, He's not going to fail you. If you're wondering about, your health and all those things, He's going to keep you as much as you need to be kept to make sure that everything flows accordingly. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we just want to
Big up for our sponsors.
big up our sponsors. Just as how God has not failed us, they have not failed
Hey.
us either. And so we just want to big up Podcast Hub, a
JA.
subsidiary. It's the Podcast Hub JA, a
That's right.
subsidiary of J Smiley Media,
Yes.
and Mission Multi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we want to big up you guys for
Yes.
staying with
Yes.
us for this other episode. We hope you're loving the episodes. Let us know in the comments. Let us know, and in the chat, let us know what is it that you want us to talk about even more. That would be nice to hear
Yeah,
too.
that would be interesting.
But I hope you really stay with us as we go along this journey, as we go along this trod.
Yeah, definitely. And with that, thanks for watching episode 2, and we'll see you in the next one.
Papa.